welcome back to the channel. We got another one here, guys. This is a midpoint between 2.0 and 2.1, where we're gonna do one of the most important things here, and that is getting the megally weggly zoomstone. Over here in Grand Zadora, once you finish, basically once you get to the true Grand Zadora, essentially, you'll have the option to do this wonderful quest with my guy. I forget what his name is because it's once again in Japanese and I have no idea what his name is, but we're gonna call him Pierre because I feel like Pierre kind of like fits him. So my guy Pierre has figured out the secret of Zoomstones, and we're gonna test it out for him. Basically, um, you collect some stuff, fight a boss, and then you get the Zoom Stone. And what this does here, MMO wise, is just let you fast travel more easily. We're gonna need this for a couple of quests, item expansion, some future like just Strike Force and Jade Key quests as well. It's very helpful to get as soon as you can. So I would recommend as soon as you finish 2.0, grab the Zoom Stone. It's going to allow you to travel to all version 1 areas here. So if you're curious on how to do it, this episode will let you know. And while we do it, so I'm not going to focus on the game too much. As you always know, we do the podcast thing here. So I'm going to talk about detaching. Detaching why? Because we're detaching from the meaning of this episode, and I don't care. And these are the notes I wrote, so these are the notes I will recite. Get used to it. You have no choice. You've chosen to watch this video, so now you're gonna learn some shit, you motherfucker. Not only about this Zoomstone quest, but also, I'll give you a few tips, a few talking points on how to detach, and once you detach, actually get what you want. Actually, quote unquote, win in life. Although, spoiler alert, guys, there are no real winners and losers in life. There's just people who feel like they win and lose in whatever situation. Moment to moment, no one can just call themselves, I am eternally a winner. Unless they just build that frame, And then some people are going to look at them and see a loser. But does that really matter? Does that really matter when they themselves feel like a winner? I mean, of course, they're going to project that loser frame onto them, but if your frame's strong enough, people can project whatever they want onto you. You're just going to keep moving forward. You're going to pass through that. You're going to bulldoze through their doors, and you might even convince them of some shit that they thought wasn't real. Life is just a war of frames, frame control and desires. But that's what we need to give up. On this detachment journey, the first thing you need to give up is control. Right? We don't control anything. We do not control shit. Now, this doesn't mean life is random. This doesn't mean you can't set yourself up for success. And this doesn't mean you can't control your own actions. But what I'm talking about when I say give up the illusion of control is that in life there are actions that we take, and then in an endless amount of variables in between those actions that are going to dictate our results. So the randomness is not completely random because you have your own agency. You have your own agenda. You have yourself and your actions, right? But with these variables added, there's no way to really control the results. So what's the solution? Well, do what you want to do what you need to do, all that shit, and just don't care about what happens. Just results don't matter. You can't control that part. But I can control what I want to do, and I can control what I react to. So when I say give up the illusion of control, I'm like, things are just gonna happen, and you have to already build the frame that you want. Like I said, it's all frame control. You have to already build that frame in your mind of where you want to be. Like, let's say I want to be on Hawaii, on a deserted island, in a giant beach house, sipping a margarita. That's where I want to be right now. Okay, let me build that frame of a vacation, and If it's a goal I really want to work to, I'll work towards it. To save up, start planning the trip or whatever. But always in frame, I am feeling like I deserve this area. I'm feeling like I need to be in this area. So, I'll walk like that. I'll talk like that. I'll constantly put forward actions like that. But if I never make it there, if this vacation to Hawaii on a deserted island never happens, guess what? I'm still gonna be happy. Because when you detach, it's not that you don't want things, it's that you realize you really don't need anything to survive. Be happy in the moment. And anything that you want, you will eventually get. Just not right now. And if you are impatient, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. It is a virtue, but it's a bad thing because everything good in life we have to wait for. Not even joking, guys. Time is that one thing that you can't get out of paying for. You may be able to get into the club for free, but you still have to wait in line. Or you may be able to, skip the line. But you still had to grind yourself to get to this level to be able to skip the line. Or you still had to get in the car to drive there and waste that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always time that we're spending. There's always patience to be had. So, I don't know, dog. Honestly, to get over this patience hill, I feel like you really just need to grow the trait, to grind the skill. Just like in most things in life, to be more patient, you have to wait more. It's just people don't like this answer. People don't like to get better at something, I have to do it more. Yes. I don't know. Go touch some grass, you fucking idiot. But anyways, I'm sorry for so many insults this episode. You probably deserve it. Let's be real. Another thing about detachment is that you have to realize that in ourselves we have both energies, both feminine and masculine energies. We are definitely in an era where that statement won't come off bad to most people, but some far righters would be on the oh my god, I'm not a girl, but different levels, guys. Different levels. We all have a level of feminine and masculine energy in us, guys and girls, right? And the thing about that is you have to realize that your feminine energy is naturally attractive. It's got a magnetic quality to it automatically. And the masculine has this like predator instinct, go after what it wants instinct. So one naturally pulls in and the other one actively pursues, right? So with a good balance of this, or be like me and be overly feminine, you can just detach and allow the chips to fall where they may. See when you're balanced in the feminine and masculine, then you'll naturally attract what's gonna fit into your puzzle piece. But if you're coming along with a massive feminine wave, you can create the life you want without basically doing anything. Because that's how they get what they want. A lot of feminine tactics, a lot of feminine energetic pull tactics are, I don't want to say manipulative, but it's a lot of silence. It's a lot of moving covertly. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Like most things in the world, it's a gray area. There are good and evil, and no one in their right minds should be all good or all evil. It's all a spectrum. And if you think someone is all good, then, I don't know, install a camera in their house and see what the fuck they do. They're not. They're not. Okay, don't actually do that. You just stop caring about people, please. We're back to detachment here. Hello? Can we detach from what these people are doing? Who cares? So that's the thing. Masculinity pushes forward and feminine attracts. So if you have a balance, you'll probably attract someone balanced, but if you are overly masculine, it's possible that you'll attract a temporarily feminine person, but then it'll turn into a masculine force, right? And this is just a natural process for a lot of women nowadays. Guys can also be very feminine, but it's uncommon to get into a relationship with a feminine guy, and he'll turn masculine. That's a little uncommon. Usually, it goes, the masculine percues, and then they get a little bit comfortable in girlfriend mode, and they start slacking and taking abuse. But if two masculine forces pervade and they're not aligned, this is a scary life for them. This is a scary life for them because you have to think this masculine force is one of power and unrelenting, force, unrelenting push, So if two pushes are going forward and they're not exactly aligned in the same forward trajectory, they're going to end up in two rapidly different places. And they're not going to be able to relate to each other. So that's why you see these two like dominant masculine people together, and sometimes behind closed doors it doesn't really work, or even sometimes out in public you'll see just like, ooh, this just don't seem like it's profitable for anyone. And yeah, a lot of times it's the inherent forces just not acting in accordance with each other. So you see, it's possible, of course, for masculine energy to live in harmony with each other, just like it's possible for feminine energy to live in harmony with each other. But for masculine, they have to be aligned, and for feminine, one just has to be submissive. So you can see why these puzzle pieces usually get a little, just a little bit misconstrued here, because you see, you have one piece that can kind of fit with the other, and then one piece that just automatically fits with the other. So it's a little weird how the energies amass, but you can avoid this easily by just having both energies mastered and being able to dip into whichever one pertaining to the situation. But a lot of people feel like that's inauthentic. I think having the personality of not staying on a personality is a personality. It's the persona. You know what I'm saying? The atlas. That's what I kind of like to do. I wear a mask because it is helpful. And honestly, I don't desire the deep connection, the vulnerability that comes with actually showing my true self. Um, at least for now, I just don't find anyone, not deserving of it, but I don't want to put that burden of understanding on anyone. Now, I'm not actually against understanding others, because I feel like that'll help me closer to my journey of understanding myself and my artistic creator journey. But as for opening up and letting people get me, that's just I don't want to be open to attacks. My defense is very low right now. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very low, very vulnerable mentally. And I think isolation is a good way to heal not only the soul, but just improve the mental. I would rather be smart than have a lot of friends. And that's just square one. That's just square one. People, I'm not gonna say they're terrible, but they haven't given me what I wanted from life. Pretty much ever. Pretty much ever. Most people, no. No. And that's okay. It's okay. I'm just glad I came to this realization before my 30s, so that I can hone in on what matters. And I'm not sad. I'm not bitter. I'm just detached. I'm incredibly neutral about the people in my life. And if you choose this path, guys, that's how I would. That's how I would persuade you to go. When you are an isolated individual, I would say when you actually are around people, let's say for a job or going to shop or being outside. I do like walking around nature. I would say just be in the moment. Be active. Don't be on your phone all the time when talking to people. Look into people's eyes and really see their souls. And I've noticed the more I spend time alone, the easier it is to detect when someone does not give a fuck about the moment they're in. when you look at someone and they're like, I wish I was somewhere else. and they're just checked out of the conversation. I can. Woo, wow, it's so easy to detect now. It's very easy to detect now because I don't spend time just around people that make me feel lonely. And I don't make myself feel lonely. I make myself feel entertained. I enlighten myself. Oh, you see, we got a little cosplay over there. There's a Dragon Quest 11. Um, but yeah, you gotta realize what you really want. You gotta realize what you really want. Sometimes people don't have it, and I don't know why you would continue searching through an apple basket for a banana. Just stop looking through the basket. You know where the bananas are. They're not in this basket. Go somewhere else. And that's what I was doing for a long time. And that's okay. So we have to figure it out. We have to figure it out. Once you figure out your purpose, though, you have to lock in and don't uh don't hesitate on finding something. Like if you see a spark or something, capitalize on that. Capitalize on that. A lot of times it's really good, at least for me, to be obsessed because not only are you going to grow in understanding yourself and how your interests dictate your lifestyle, um, but 6 weeks to 6 months of competency in anything can build your confidence, and I think that's the most important thing to have, most important trait to have in nowadays economy. Because with a powerful level of confidence, with a really powerful frame, and I don't care what kind of frame it is, as long as it's powerful and you're confident in it, and you're happy with yourself, you can move through life very healthily. I think very healthily, and just get what you want. But definitely remember, guys, if someone isn't matching your energy, don't fill in the gaps for them. This is a detachment masterclass rule. We don't want to like if somebody's texting you back one word answers for like open-ended questions and you're like interested in talking to them, maybe give them some space. If someone is replying to your plans of meeting up like 2 days later and being like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't that day, and they don't ask for like another date to reschedule or whatever, and you gotta text them again like, what about this day? And then they're like, oh yeah, maybe I could do that, and then you go and then they flake on you, or just match the energy. Match the energy. Relationship is like a seesaw. So when you're doing that, you're basically um on the seesaw by yourself, and they're standing there looking at you, and you're just hopping up and down, and they're over here just looking at you on the seesaw and be like, oh yeah, you are definitely seesaw. Good job. Good job. But if you have someone who actually wants to be around you, they're gonna sit on that seesaw with you, and you're gonna have a little back and forth. It's gonna be good, push and pull game. It's gonna be like a fun little game of cat and mouse, and it always is a game, guys. Even with our non-romantic relationships, it is inherently a transaction of not, maybe monetarily gifts, but sometimes you give compliments, vibes, advice, presents, and they give you back what you want. If you don't want any of those things from that friend, then you know what to do. Goodbye. There's a lot of toxic environments and things that people go through as well. And you can avoid these by detaching. Toxic environments are things like where people don't tell you that they want something, but they feel like it should be obvious. And when you detach from these impossible traps that people set, like, oh, you want me to do that? I don't even know. Oh. And you don't get all ashamed and so apologetic for not understanding their needs. You're just like, oh, okay, well, I'll know that for next time. Um, don't, like I said, guys, you got to meet their energy, and let's be real, you can become a smart, you become the smartest person in the world, and I don't think you'll be able to read minds still. I really don't think that's like power that you just eventually get, right? So don't beat yourself up. Just let them be sad, detach. Don't like text them 3 times. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Don't say anything to them. They fucked up. You fucked up. Who cares? Who cares? They confront you about it. Hey, you didn't give me something for Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh, you didn't tell me, so I didn't know. I'll do it next time. Or what do you want? I'll go get it now. Move on. I have adapted the shark personality. So, um, most things in life, I just immediately toss it to the side. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. I 6 months, 6 miles a day conditioning my wind type shit. But that's a way to stay detached, guys. We have a Zoom stone now, which is great. I hope everyone has a good whatever day I upload this on. Subscribe. Stop beating your dick.